That was 5 months ago. No, they won't. They can't learn. Say that. Is that Omega Hearn? Like, you're still doing steroids, bro. I don't know how they get to do that. I don't get it. Well, he's probably part of the game, but they like the fact that he's gonna use so much of that crap. Ego and world fame. In the narrative. He can't be like Jake Shields. Start acting like Jake Shields. Well, you gotta really have a circle around you. Per se. Okay. 610. You're not permitted. And neither are you. You're those little genetic modified monkeys. Y'all are funny. You don't bother me. No, I could have did like earlier and let everybody know it's going live and they'd be right here. I'm gonna see how smart. I told you y'all not smart. I appreciate whoever comes in though. But you're not smart. Your AI, the algorithm, it's not smart. The program can never be intelligent. No. Only as intelligent as its makers. Regardless of the narrative, for those who buy into it. Andy, what's up, beloved? What's cracking? What's happening? What's happening? I'm gonna share a little information, let y'all hear a little something, and then I'm gonna take it down. Oh, there we go. That's what I need. I should have looked it up. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. It's funny. My feet don't swell up and ankles and my lungs. But wow, their poisons are so funny. What happens when I knock on your door? Do you think you could run somewhere? Wow, they're just running. that is running. Well, what y'all call flying. They can't stand it. It's something, isn't it? It's conflicting, isn't it? You don't know what you want to do you? Look at y'all. What's up? Anyway, let's give it a few more minutes. And we'll get right into it. All right? This stuff is magnific. Hello. 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 Is there anybody out there? Out there. I can't always let y'all see my eyes either. Somebody noticed something and I was like, stop. Stop. The music videos are just for fun. All right, hit the like, support it, just enjoy it. Allow yourself to steep yourself in the vibration and the frequency and listen to the words. Some of the so-called music that I do the videos to, there's certain parts that I allow, whether in the beginning or not, that actually is saying something. Somebody came along because I guess they're very emotionally unstable. They're bothered and troubled. I didn't know I rented so much space. Well, anyway, saying a whole lot of nothing. Well, absolutely. To that which is cognizant. Yes. You have idiots that come around and think they can read my, what you call a brain. This is nothing. This belongs to a bigger collective. I just don't get it. Why don't you go to your handlers and ask them to stop lying to you? I'm not against what y'all are doing, dummies. Hey, Aaron, what's been going on, brother? Akuma, chopper. All right. So I'm waiting for a few more people to come in. Been taking, I know that's right. You thought about doing a fast? At least a 24 to 48 hour. And maybe you have. But you ever thought of doing it like maybe twice in a month just to see what happens? And maybe even get to the point where you can do a dry fast, like 24 hours with nothing, no water, no nothing. Give it a shot. I'm about to start another fast myself. My time is short here. I mean it. It is very short compared to what it used to be. They bring fake giants around me like I'm supposed to be, There's no fight. Not yet. I serve no purpose. Well, other than to tell the story. Don't worry. I'm going to tell the story. And we'll see what everything and everyone can make of it. Gotcha. It's good to see you, though. Do the fast. Get everybody involved. Or separate yourself. You're messing with the live? Because you know that's what they do. You should be able to see it in the screen. Everybody's looking for money. Sweet dreams are made of these. Who am I to disagree? Travel the world and the seven seas. Everybody looking for someone. Oh, maybe I'm supposed to go, Bravo, Cochleon. Knucklehead was happening. Cochleon. My 100% got cold. It started to melt. I've been sucking it up. Okay. Outstanding. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to speak for a few minutes, and then I'm going to let y'all listen to something, okay? Do you know where you're coming from? Do you like the things that life is showing you? Don't you know? Do you know where you're going to? Do you like the things? Oh, beautiful dog. Damn, your voice gets deep. Yes, I know. I'm actually speaking at a higher pitch because it's very deep. Matter of fact, if I was to literally allow myself, the ground shakes under my feet. Seriously. Or at least not like what you think. I feel it. Okay. So we'll set that up. I just wanted to make sure. Let me pull it back over. Mm-hmm. Everybody in here, speak up. It's got 5 watching and it's showing 1. I guess they have a hard time. Oh my. I've been pretty good, brother. A couple of times I took a few days hotel, camping in a different spot. I just wanted to allow myself to not have perdition. I need to allow myself to experience some things. I did what I had to do. Far less than what I should or need to, but Podum dua, or however they say it. How you been doing, brothers? How you guys been doing? Okay, let's go ahead and get started. Let me take them off. Somebody noticed something about my eyes, and I was like, can't be doing that. Silencio. Anyway, a lot of you have your cell phones on. You lay beside your head when you go to sleep because you're worried about a phone call. Are you aware you still have a landline? Your TVs, a lot of you purchase smart TVs. They're all in your house. Some of you got them in your bathroom. You have them in your vehicles. A lot of you know that your vehicle has this big thing with a screen, internet, and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Antenna. A lot of you are very aware that you had Echo and, you know, that other little thing. It's got a female so-called name. You have a smart washer, smart dryer. You have a little thing in a Rumble and things that run around, clean your house. You have a little collar on your pet and a chip in them. And an internet in some of the places you live that feeds everyone, whether on or off. It's literally on. The surveillance is everywhere. But what you aren't aware of, you really can't hide from it. The purple lights, the green lights. While y'all have been going about it, you have been allowing yourself to be entrapped. Isn't it funny how they don't talk about the Korean robot that can walk? Or the big thing that looks like Pacific Rim? The fact that over 7-8 years ago, they stopped sharing it. DARPA working on these androids now that they walk, and damn, they're better than the ones that came from, you know, Japan. How about the fact that drones, about that big, can fly and pew, and China has them where they can carry thousands of them in drones? How about off as well here? How about the fact that they're starting up the so-called nuclear weapons? You know, someone asked if I dismissed Jesus, Yeshua, whatever name. Do y'all think that they would give you the real name, first of all? Or would it be part of the game? I don't dismiss anything other than the fact that the game, well, they're the biggest contender and you're on the losing team. The fact that everybody plays with this hate and vilification and move platonically in it and resists for whatever magical whatever reason, the culling, the getting rid of that which needs to be ridden of. It's mind-boggling to me that individuals can be shown little tedious tiny things. Magic that really isn't magic. Magic. That is people capable of doing things that should be natural for all of you. But I'm not here to lambast on that. But the fact of the matter is everything around you is keeping a library on you. I'm not saying it for you to be bothered. Where what needs to be removed. Lucky dog. Absolutely. And these things are frying you. Well, not as much, but it's playing a part. Because, you know, when you're weak, you're weak. I'm not saying that in a joyous manner. But when you think about it, when you start looking at all these things, radio waves, the microwave in your house, that when you turn it on, you know what it does to you? It kills everything in your food. So you're actually eating seasoning and something that makes a hard turd, and you really don't get no minerals or, you know, nothing from it. You didn't even realize he said bathroom. I want to play this for you. I want you to listen, okay? And if it starts to go like that, just put the little that is, and I'll fix it, and we'll finish listening, all right? Okay, let me set this up. I got the speaker, but I don't want to use that, you know? Okay, let's get the volume up. So this is, first of all, this is fair use notice. This is a not-for-profit production intended for educational purposes only. The copyright laws in the United Kingdom and here in the States, fair use of copyright content referred and provided for in Section 29 and 30 of the UK Copyright Designs and Patents Act 1988, as well as 87 here, I believe. And 76, right? The views expressed in my time might be off. I mean, there's 800,000 years added on, so it is conflicting by those who follow time. The views expressed in the following film are solely those of the individuals providing them the information, okay, and do not necessarily represent the opinions of any other contributors for educational purposes. It's not a lean on anything. The fact of the matter is, you will own nothing and be happy. They must get rid of 90% of the population. That is dumb. So, sit back and listen. Oh, it's outside. You're lucky.
Ladies and gentlemen, the distinguished author, Mr. Aldous Huxley.
Brave New World is a fantastic parable about the dehumanization of human beings. In the negative utopia described in my story, man has been subordinated to his own inventions. Science, technology, social organization, these things have ceased to serve man. They have become his masters.
Aldous Huxley's novel portrays a dystopian future.
Now, be mindful, this is the agenda, their vision, your future, a 2025 documentary. And if you want to watch it, I can share it. Now, this is shared from Azimo, but it's on a number of platforms. So if you want to key in the wording yourself, just put in the agenda, their vision, your future. Thank you.
Under the dictatorship of a world state, where every aspect of human life is controlled, from laboratory creation to the grave. He described the story as fantasy, but later wrote, "The prophecies made in 1931 are coming true much sooner than I thought they would. The nightmare of total organization has emerged and is now awaiting us, just around the next corner."
With the rise of brain-computer interfaces and biometric sensors and so forth, all the bodies, all the brains would be connected together to a network, and you won't be able to survive if you're disconnected from the net.
All life on Earth is going to be radically changed.
It's a fusion of the physical, the digital, and the biological world. It's changing who we are.
These people have gotten to the point now where they are openly anti-human.
Everything will be monitored. The environmental consequences of every human action. It cannot happen without digital ID.
Once the digital ID is in place, it's game over for humanity.
The ideology of a world dictated through science is deep-rooted. Almost a century ago, a movement was established in the United States, preaching that the population should be governed by an elite of selected experts, scientists, and academics, rather than democratically elected politicians. They called it technocracy.
These engineers and scientists from Columbia University promoted what they thought was going to be the replacement for capitalism and free enterprise. It's not going to be price-based economic system. It's going to be based on resources and energy, control over energy. They thought that science was the answer for everything. They didn't have any spiritual bone at all. You know, they were very mechanistic in their thinking.
The definition was clear.
Technocracy is the science of social engineering, the scientific operation of the entire social mechanism to produce and distribute goods and services to the entire population.
The movement was short-lived, but the principle never died. As we'll demonstrate, a stranglehold on policy and resources has always been the ambition of the powerful oligarchs behind many of today's world institutions.
It seems to me that there's a very strong drift in the direction of globalization, of the ultimate centralization of control in the hands of unelected officials at supranational organizations. The lust to control other human beings is a story as old as time.
They want all of the resources of the world in their pocket. They do not want you and me to have anything. It's in writing all over the World Economic Forum's website. By 2030, you will own nothing and be happy. That's an oxymoron. If you don't have anything in your name, you ain't going to be happy about it.
The World Economic Forum may have called that infamous phrase a prediction, but it translates as a statement of intent on behalf of its global power brokers.
The bigger picture is that an attempt is underway now to collapse liberal democracy and replace it with global technocracy. What I call an omni-war is now underway, which is to say that the transnational ruling class is literally, it's not a metaphor, is literally at war with the rest of humanity and has weaponized everything that it can.
This is a coup. They can remove the power from the parliament and the legislative branch and consolidate it into a monetary system which has complete control.
That control is now entirely achievable because the would-be controllers finally have the tools to execute it. Total surveillance, artificial intelligence, digital IDs, and central bank digital currencies.
The potential for social control is gigantic and potentially irreversible.
What our experts are describing is a world commanded by an exclusive group of bankers and industrialists, affecting every aspect of our lives. What we eat, what we can buy, where we travel, where we live, and all bypassing democratically elected governments. You could be forgiven for thinking this is a grand conspiracy theory, but please consider this.
The term conspiracy theory has become one of the most successful propaganda terms of all time in closing down discussion and
propaganda, just like anti-Semitic.
Debate. It's a thought-terminating cliche, but nevertheless, it's surprisingly effective when you try to calmly present
Amaru Jaguar, what's up? Blessings, brother. What's happening, beloved?
Evidence in a factual and reasoned manner.
In this film, we will present evidence that the global takeover is not only possible, it's actually happening, and has been decades in the making. They plan to commandeer land, reduce farming, and radically change the food we eat, transform the supply of electricity, and then dictate how we use it, and replace currency with a system of credits under their control. It's a classic template to win the war, take control of food, of energy, and of money. And here's the key. All three strategies are built on the premise of a climate crisis caused by carbon dioxide, a gas that is actually vital for life on the planet. So what if the whole carbon narrative was one gargantuan lie? A political maneuver to establish their brave new world.
A big lie is a lie which is told on such a scale that ordinary people simply would not imagine it to be possible.
People with empathy can't fathom that a group of people would organize and engineer this kind of mass atrocity to get where they want to go.
It should come as no surprise that financial kingpins are calling the shots. And it's certainly no conspiracy theory when banking executives spell out their intentions.
No money, no choice. Now, I would advise y'all to listen. I'm going to share it. All right. I'm going to share it as a post. Okay. And I would advise y'all to listen. Now, this is published by Azimo. He has 337 followers. If you want to follow, go right ahead. But again, remember, this is the agenda, their vision, your future. I shared it. And it's roughly an hour and 52 minutes, and I would advise you to check it out. Okay? I wasn't going to sit here and play a whole hour and 52 minutes. Now that is ludicrous. Whole hour. They had somebody walk by like he wanted to say something. I was going to roll the window down so I can ask him if he has something that he wants to share. I don't think he does. Truthfully, I think emotions run high in these morbid monkeys, these hybridized things who should really know not to step out of place, because I am at the limbo of a moment in this paradigm. I'm not here to prove nothing, not at all, but they should attempt to exist. What was that? Oh yeah. So what did y'all think about that? Westside's going to be setting up another podcast. I'm going to set one up myself. I really want individuals to come in and talk. The rabbi has not returned. He's well. Oh man. I hope he gets back soon. But you know how that goes. Now let me play this for you. Real quick snippet. Let me straighten this up. This was just even sure his interview per se. Now this was 2009.
Dr. Lebo, how
Dr.
are you?
Lebo.
I'm fine, thank you,
Governor Jesse
Governor.
Ventura, thanks for coming. Now, you've left the United States of America.
Yes, sir, I have.
Why?
I do not feel safe living in the United
Really?
States.
Do you want to come in and sit down?
No, sir, I'd rather not.
You'd rather just be here so you can make a fast exit if you have
As
to.
soon as you and I finish,
You're out of
I'm
here.
leaving the country again. Why? Because in a very short time, not today, not tomorrow, but very soon, we'll be facing compulsory vaccination under the mistaken term of voluntary vaccination.
Are you talking to me now about the current swine flu? Is that
I
what
am.
you're talking about? Now, what is it about these vaccinations? You think that they're bad?
Well, first of all, let's start with the fact that the World Health Organization has decided that we have 90% too many people. The World Health Organization has been working since 1974 on vaccines to create permanent sterility.
Doctor, the response is going to be, you're crazy. How can you say this stuff?
I show them the documentation.
Now, this is pretty shocking.
This process has already been ongoing. To make matters worse, we know that the vaccines that were illegally approved by the FDA contain a substance called squalene.
Squalene, an organic compound used in vaccines to stimulate the immune system and increase the response.
If I inject you with squalene, your immune system will attack the squalene, but then it starts attacking all of the parts of your body. What does that look like when you meet a person to whom that is happening? It looks like Gulf War syndrome. It looks like every joint in the body swollen and intolerably painful and immobilized.
This is in these shots they're going to give us?
It's in some of them, but the U.S. government has a trick up their sleeve.
Which is?
They will induce a pandemic using the nasal mist vaccine, which is a live attenuated virus. That means that if I take it, I can infect you. You're going to get the flu. Everybody around us is going to get the flu. Then the United States government, based on their statements that they've already made, will say, oh my, we have a pandemic. Oh my goodness, we don't have enough doses. So we'll admix squalene at the 90,000 injection stations that the Department of Health and Human Services announced that they will ship the vaccines to.
People lining up, sometimes by the hundreds, for an H1N1 flu shot.
What that means is a Holocaust, a genocidal
Now, this was 10 years prior to the pandemic.
sicken and die, and those who survive will be infertile.
If people start dying massively from these inoculations, won't there be like a revolution, a rebellion, a rising up from the peasants?
Briefly, until the 420,000 U.S. military swing into action. If you remember, NORTHCOM, the Northern Command, was created not long ago to, among other things, relocate the population in the event of civil disorder or pandemic.
Doctor, what you're saying is that if people refuse these vaccinations, that FEMA's going to put them into almost like concentration camps around the country?
I think you have to leave out the word almost.
Doctor, how can you say this stuff?
Let me tell you a story. In 2003, I had a patient in my drug-free medical practice who was a head of state. And one day she said, you know, it's almost time for the great culling to begin.
The what?
That's what I said. The what? She said the great culling, C-U-L-L-I-N-G, when you thin the herd. I said, what are you talking about? She said, it's almost time for the useless eaters to be culled. And she said, those are the people who are consuming our non-renewable natural resources. I said, who are the people who make this decision? She said, we, the aristocrats.
This person you talk to, you're bound because you're a physician and there's the relationship that you can't talk. Is this person a member of the Bilderbergs?
She is not Queen Beatrice. She is not the Queen of England. She is not Henry Kissinger. But she certainly presented herself as a member of that power elite, and she certainly was a head of state. Now, the Bilderbergers are much talked about at this point. I said, who's behind this? And she said, well, you've heard of the Bilderbergers, of course. I said, are they the people at the top? She said, no.
The investigation is about to move into uncharted territory.
Now, if you want to hear that, look on TRU TV. I think Instagram, maybe YouTube. I don't know. And listen to it in its entirety. Okay. I appreciate y'all taking the time, but I figure with all the filibustering and all the politically correct nonsense and everything else, I figured it'd be something nice to hear from the horse's mouths and those who are closer to it. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. There's a note from Snoo, baby, my baby. Okay, but hey, thank you, E. Oh, Pat. Okay, Pat Gabriel. But anyway, you guys can go and you can check all that out. You can download it. It's downloadable on Instagram, and you can share it with people who you find it important to share with. Some people might not care. Like I said, it's up to you. And anybody else that, my shades, anyone else who wants that information, you know. It's funny. Now, I'm not going to say how I feel. You know that there's 2 states. I think I found 2 more that I would just I get rid of, and like removing a cancer, I'd push the button. I'm being honest, okay? Then there are certain aristocrats who, to me, are nothing but cap, who they call themselves because of fiat and the dominion they have. Regardless, I'd probably get rid of 50% of them. And to me, they're worthless. Yet, we're not here to have that discussion, okay? But I hope that y'all make better choices, those of you who get it. And remember what I said on the live earlier. You create. If that wasn't the case, they wouldn't utilize you and all the fiat and the media and the movies. And if you were just a mouth feeder in that delusional statement, then they wouldn't have had the need for you to be here for so long. To find things, to change, to manipulate, to metalize, to, you know what I mean? But anywho, it is what it is, you know? I meant to come on and read, but I felt this was a little more because I saw some things. And I was like, God, people, stop being so freaking stupid. All right? You should eat it. It's true, though. Yes, it is. Me, I don't care about all the credit, all that nonsense. I'm very aware of who I am. And I'm very aware of the game, to which I don't care about. I could have been on the other side of things. Excuse me, I guess. Better out than in. Yet, I see the worthlessness in walking around. And I get it. Maybe some of you will. All right? Appreciate y'all taking the time to watch and listen. Maybe you get something. And this is readily available information. I'm not sharing nothing new. I'm not doing some big hoopla spell of, casting this and saying, I have a story to tell. Yet. And these things don't know nothing. They know what they've been shown and told. That's about it. All right? Appreciate you guys. So I gotta get myself prepped and ready. All right? I'll see you guys in the AM. I might come on a little later and share a video or something. All right? I really do want to read some more of that Helena Blavatsky. Holy smack. Pretty decent. And Eckhart Tolle, Power of Now, which is a phenomenal read. I know some of you purchased the book. Read it. It's pretty interesting. You know what I mean? Oh, and the other one, y'all know the Christ fluid, the blah blah, the sacred science, the sacred secretion. Okay, know the science of the sacred secretion or what have you. I've been doing a lot of stuff with the Boxer Rebellion though, so that's why I've kind of been off a little bit. Been reading a lot about that, which is very interesting. I told you I did something on I did a paper on the paper Sons in college, and pretty decent, I think. Some people might look at it and be like, that's mediocre, because there you got to change everything. But you can look up paper Sons and all that kind of stuff as well. All right. So I'll see you guys later.